Welcome on the news. Now, in our first story, some companies under government's One District, One Factory program say they may not be able to pay back the money that they took on the back of the Exim Bank. Government, through the Exim Bank, supported some local companies with some funds to either set up factories or re-energize existing factories as part of its industrialization agenda. The Exim Bank has been on the neck of some of the companies to pay back the loans it gave them, but the companies say government, through the bank, can't starve them of funds and turn around to demand repayment of the money. Here are excerpts of our hotline documentary, One District, Some Factories.
Management was made aware that Exim Bank was not going to give us the money upon completion to operate the factory. There was no way we would spend our last peso to commission the project. If you look at the activity leading towards the commissioning, we needed to pave the area, and that cost us a lot of money. That money could have gone into sales, because we don't need to pave our factory before we sell product. But we needed to complete the factory and put it in a shape that is reasonable. Everyone knows that.
Ebenezer Obin-Bafo is the Chief Executive Officer of Casa de Europa. Petersfield and Rail Limited is a manufacturing company under the One District, One Factory, established in 2018. It was established to produce high-quality natural fruit juice.
Electricity came to disconnect just this afternoon. I had to go into my own resources to go and pay for them to reconnect the electricity. I don't know if now I'm in a dilemma as to fold up or not. It can happen soon, it can happen anytime from now.
But it appears all is not well with the factory. Today, the processing plants have been shut. The factory is eerily quiet. Power to the plant had been disconnected on the day of my visit.
Payment has been demanded long ago. It's more than 2-3 years now. But anytime they came, I told them there were problems that we need to solve before making profits. And that is to be difficult to pay.
The shutdown of the factories has had a huge consequence on employment in the operational areas of the companies.
When the factory was working, I could use my monthly earnings to support the upkeep of my family. I was even able to use my salary to support my grandchild's senior high school education. If the situation now existed before, I'm not sure I could have supported my grandchild's education.
Adwa Nomaba is one of the 130 people who were dismissed by Casa de Europa Company Limited. Today, she has no job.
The man has never defaulted in paying our monthly salaries, but now he owes us more than 3 months. This is not how it used to be in the past. When the factory had not been supported by government, things were very okay. All that the man used to do for the communities here, he's unable to do them again. We thought government support would rather help us.
Let's talk the creative arts now, and visual artist Ibrahim Mahama is calling for more investment into infrastructure to deepen the growth of Ghana's arts industry. He is worried about the low patronage and appreciation of indigenous products and services as compared to those of foreign origin.
Investing in fine arts can be a good investment, but for some, it is a risky endeavor. Most Ghanaians are oblivious of its impact and prefer investing in other industries. But renowned artist Ibrahim Mahama says the arts industry has the potential to foster unity, promote culture and national identity. He was speaking at an art festival on the theme Deepening the Art Culture in the 21st Century.
I think that one of the things that we need to do is to invest into the arts very much, and it comes through investing into infrastructure, like building institutions, and infrastructure not just in terms of museums and all that, but also into schools, like primary, secondary, university. Because when you go elsewhere, there is a lot of investment within the arts and also in culture in a way that is disseminated.
The Arts Festival was staged by the Visual Arts Department of the T.I. Amedia Senior High School in Kumasi. A joint exhibition of works produced by visual arts students from notable senior high schools in the region were on display at the first arts gallery in a senior high school. Head of Visual Arts Department at T.I. Amas, Stephen Asamwabona, says the event will enhance the attractiveness of the visual art program.
So the idea is to encourage students in various art schools to give them worth, to know them to be very reputable, and the fact that they are doing a very good course, they shouldn't be looked down upon, they should prove themselves.
Some visual art students shared their prospects for the future.
And I believe that one day I'm going to become the greatest artist, female artist in Africa.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Now, women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, Ghana is encouraging the study of STEM education from the basic level. The organization believes early STEM education can promote and prepare the younger generation, especially girls, to take up careers in STEM. Anita Sewa Ajoga has more in this report.
Technology and innovation are the bedrock for development in the fourth industrial revolution. In order to compete in a global economy, STEM education and careers must be a national priority, according to Wisdom. Speaking at the 2023 Women's Day celebration held at the Efuakobi Ampem Girls Senior High School, the group urged stakeholders to support and channel resources to less endowed schools to bridge the STEM gap. Dr. Mrs. Mesibedu is the General Secretary of Wisdom.
So sometimes I think some of the principles, it's better we catch them young. We don't need to wait for them to come to the university before you talk about STEM. The STEM has to start now. In fact, it actually has to start at the basic school. Then when they come to SHS, you build on it. Then by the time they are coming to the university, they know the real applications and how they will use it to solve societal problems. And so I think that it is very good, it is laudable. We only need to resource the schools. When the schools are resourced, I believe that it will be one of the best that we have in the country to have SHS being projected to the level as a STEM institution.
Wisdom, in an effort to bridge the gender gap in STEM education, has over the years organized capacity building activities to inspire young ladies to embrace the study of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. One of such capacity building initiatives is the Wisdom Girls Camp for senior high schools. Dr. Mrs. Mesibedu lauded the government's vision to build 35 STEM schools by 2024.
So the STEM schools, so I heard about this STEM schools somewhere in 2019, where we heard that Manfe Girls Senior High School had done some competitions internationally and they've won some awards, and we heard it in the news. So around us too, we know that there are some SHS that are being upgraded to STEM schools. And then our understanding is that Efuakobi Senior High School is one of them that has been selected. And so we decided to come here. It is a good idea, actually.
Headmistress of Efuakobi Ampem Girls Senior High School, Sylvia Newton, is happy with the current enthusiasm of girls to learn STEM.
The impression people once held that science and mathematics was a field for boys is gradually being changed. Nowadays, girls are doing as well in science and math as boys.
Some STEM students showcased their innovation.
According to our research on the internet, we found out that there are 6 major causes of road accidents, and road debris is one of them. Then we also have the night driving. We also have the sharp curve and edges. Then we also have potholes. Then we also have rain. So we sat down and brought out a design principle. And according to our design principle, mostly, especially for the night driving, mostly we can see that our road, there is only one single center line. And whenever it's in the night, the drivers try to drive at 80 kilometers per hour. So it can lead to crashing or collision. So we suggested that at least the single center line, it must be 2 with a distance of 1 meter.
For Joy News, Anita Sewa Ajoga reporting.
Well, from STEM education, let's go to the Upper West, where Regional Minister Dr. Hafiz Bin Salih is asking traditional rulers to help eradicate all structural barriers, discriminatory laws, and practices that prevent women from achieving their full potential in the world of work. He says the practice of giving out young girls in early marriage violates their human rights and impedes their development. Rafiq Salam reports from the 7th Women's Expo Ghana 2023 Regional Roadshow Series in WA.
Expo Ghana 2023 Regional Series was launched with the celebration of the International Women's Day, a day set aside by the United Nations to celebrate globally acts of courage of women from all walks of life who have played extraordinary roles in their societies. This is the first time the Women's Expo Regional Roadshow Series has been held outside the Greater Accra region. Representing the Upper West Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz Bin Salih is the Chief Director at the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council, Peter M. Mala. He stated that the event provides a platform for women, especially emerging entrepreneurs who are doing well in their field of work. It also creates opportunities for them to promote their businesses and visibility for themselves. Peter M. Mala then elaborated on the theme of the International Women's Day celebration.
As per UN Women's Gender Snapshot 2022 report, women's exclusion from the digital world has reduced $1 trillion from the gross domestic product of low-income and middle-income countries in the last decade, a loss that will grow to $1.5 trillion by 2025 without action. Reversing this trend will require tackling the problem of online violence, which a study of 51 countries revealed that 38% of women have personally experienced. The team also draws our attention to the importance of protecting the rights of women and girls in digital spaces and addressing online and IT-facilitated gender-based violence.
He has stakeholders to commit to eradicate all structural barriers, discriminatory laws, and practices, including all social norms that hinder women from realizing their full potential in their world of work.
We resolve to end marriages of young girls and other harmful traditional practices that violate young girls' dignity and human rights, as well as end violence against women. These are some of the greatest impediments to women's development in society.
Events Director for Women's Expo Ghana, Nana Adjoakwa agree few more light on the event.
We being here today is to celebrate the day with the women entrepreneurs that are here, for them to come and showcase what they are doing. We have different activities that are lined up for them as well. Free health screening, hepatitis B, HIV/AIDS, malaria, BP, hepatitis C. They will be screened for free, and everything that we are going to do here from tomorrow is free.
Well, let's stay in the Upper West region, where Acting Regional Director of the Food and Drugs Authority, Kelvin Dafari, has warned persons who sell expired and unwholesome products to the public to desist from the act, lest the authority come after them. He notes that though the number of cases of expired and unwholesome products have reduced, there are still some recalcitrant persons around, and warned that stiffer punishment awaits them if they are ever caught. Once more, Rafiq Salam reports from WA.
According to the acting Upper West Regional Director of the Food and Drugs Authority, Calvin Dafari, the products which were expired, unwholesome, and bloated were picked from various supermarkets, retail centers, pharmacies, and over-the-counter shops in all 11 administrative, municipal and districts in the Upper West region. They were valued at 261,701 Ghana cedis and comprised of beverages, assorted food items, herbal medicines, and devices. The expired and unwholesome products were taken to the War Municipal Assembly's refuse disposal site, destroyed, and burnt into ashes. It was done and supervised by personnel from the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, Pharmacy Council, and the Environmental Health Directorate.
This was mainly done from the January 2022 to December 2022. So what you have seen here are products that were seized from shops because they are expired, they are unwholesome, some are bloated, some are, what you are seeing, we went to Tumu, Hamele, Lambusie, Fancy. It's not just only coming from the one municipality, it's across the whole region.
He warned the owners of the expired and unwholesome products that the FDA will come with stiffer punishment if they don't change or bear new leaf.
For now, if we come to your shop again and pick products that are expired, that are not wholesome, we will not only seize them and leave you alone, we will have what we call administrative charge. We will give you the charge, and that one will scare them, at least it will let them watch out for what they buy. So what our advice is that they should consistently check on the product they sell to ensure that if products are expired, they are dented, they are bloated, they are not good, they don't sell them.
Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the OBZ Group of Companies, Ernest Dummy, has supported the whole central prison in the Volta region to enhance healthcare delivery to inmates. He's procuring logistics to furnish the prison's health center to enable the inmates access basic health care without having to travel out of the facility. There is more in this report.
As part of his contribution towards the well-being of inmates at the whole central prison, Ernest Dummy financed the registration of the 420 inmates onto the National Health Insurance Scheme. This was to enable them access services covered by the insurance in times of need. Mr. Dummy, who is the Chief Executive Officer of OBZ Group of Companies, made available an undisclosed amount of money towards equipping the prison's health center.
And basically I got to know that the infirmary of the prisons has been elevated to the status of a clinic health center now. It's not a health center, it's no more an infirmary. So basically, I think because of that, I secure a deal with the Health Insurance Authority for them to come and register all the inmates. So that at least when they register them, now that the thing has been elevated to a health center, with the health insurance card, they'll be able to access some drugs and this thing for free before anything untoward. So basically, that is what I felt like doing on my birthday. So that's why I came to just show this love to the inmates of prison. The prison is not, it's meant for everybody. We all know how to ever bring you here. So it's just a way of showing my faith and love to them.
He, however, admonished the judiciary to apply the law fairly.
The real people are robbing us with pen and paper. For them, they know how to go for bail. They know when they are given the opportunity to even pay back. And they're still walking on the street. And we are here and we say, well, custodial sentence and what? The judges know what to do. The prosecutors know what to do. The lawyers know what to do. I'm not going to tell them how to talk at the court. The judges can reason, the lawyers can talk, the prosecutors know what they are prosecuting. So custodial sentence, I've not been to law school. I'm not going to tell them that what is the difference between a custodial sentence and a non-custodial sentence. They went to school and they learned it. So they should apply the law fairly, without any discrimination.
The second in command of the whole central prisons, Francis Duche, implored the public to continue supporting the inmates, saying funds provided by the government are woefully inadequate.
Really, apart from what we have received, prison has become an orphan. We need a lot of things for the prisoners. Food items in particular, and toiletries. Those are some of the necessary things that we need. Because as at now, we are feeding the prisoners on 1 cedi 80 pesos, which is 60 pesos per meal. And then if you can see the food that they eat in the yard, it's nothing to go with. We urge the general public that they have to emulate the sample of our brother and then come and donate so that our brothers will not be found lacking. We need
Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Ho.
And on that note of magnanimity meeting the needs of the whole central prison, we cap off the news. But do stay with us, because up next, we'll look at what the newspapers have on offer. Do stay.